Hey, what's up y'all? Stacked and Grounded here, the world's best pocket watcher. Welcome to the video. So today we're going to be talking about Nintendo and how Nintendo's at it again. This time, people are reporting that their Switch 2 consoles are getting bricked, completely unstable. Why? Because they dared to mod their own device, or in some cases just play a used game. This video isn't just about Nintendo, it's about digital ownership, corporate control, and why this you don't actually own what you buy world is getting out of hand. So grab your controller, let's talk about how a gaming company forgot that they were Nintendo and started acting like Ferrari. So starting off, multiple users across Reddit, YouTube, TikTok are reporting that their Switch 2 consoles are being bricked. Some tried to install simple mods, homebrew tools, UI tweaks, or backup loaders. Others just simply bought used cartridges, inserted them, and boom, the console shuts down or refuses to boot.
Did you say you're going to permanently disable people's Switch 2s?
Correct. Anyone caught with unauthorized modifications on their Switch 2 will have it permanently disabled.
You're joking, right?
Do I look like I'm joking to you, Breadbox?
You can't just brick people's devices. Once they've bought it, it's personal property.
Actually, we can, cause it's not their property.
What do you mean it's not their property? They bought it.
According to our updated end-user license agreement, buying a Switch 2 is simply buying a license to use Switch products and services.
Wait, what?
In fact, Switch 2 game cards won't have any game information on them.
So game cards are just physical versions of digital keys now?
Precisely.
You're not gonna get away with this. You're gonna get sued.
They won't be able to.
What do you mean?
We added that to the license agreement as well.
So if they agree to the updated license agreement, they can't pursue any legal action against you?
Correct.
Somebody please wake me up from this nightmare.
Nintendo's response to this? Silence. Or worse, strict enforcement through their EULA. But now Nintendo's acting like they're a luxury. Newsflash, you're Nintendo and not Ferrari. This is not a limited edition sports car. These are family consoles made for fun, and now people are afraid to use them fully. Now, I'm not sure how credible this story actually is, so take it with a grain of salt, but I saw somebody on Instagram and their sister added their name to the console and then it was brick. The name she added was so funny too. It was Twink Link. But apparently, Nintendo did not find that funny at all. Now, according to AI on Google, yes, Nintendo's updated end-user license agreement EULA for the Switch and Switch 2 does include a language that allows them to render consoles permanently unusable in certain situations. This applies if users are found to have violated the terms of the agreement, particularly concerning unauthorized modifications, reverse engineering, or piracy. Some key points of this, well, specific violations, the EULA specifies actions like modifying hardware, copying or reverse engineering software, and engaging in unauthorized use of Nintendo's online services as potential reasons for rendering a console unusable. This is mainly used as an anti-piracy measure. Nintendo basically has stated these changes are primarily aimed at combating piracy and unauthorized modifications. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely not buying a Switch 2. If it's not mine when I use my hard-earned money on it, then I don't want it. It costs more than almost every PS5. Other than a PlayStation Pro console that's brand new at $699.99, going down the line here, a PlayStation Digital Edition, it doesn't have a disc drive on it. That comes out to $449.99. And the PlayStation 5 console model Slim, that comes out to $499.99. The lowest you can pay for one of these things is the Digital Edition and it's refurbished, and that's at $349.99. Now for the Switches, the Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundle, it comes out to $499.99. And a Nintendo Switch 2 by itself, that's $449. That's insane, and I don't see how anyone sees this company not becoming a monopoly. We got the new Disney here, but not everyone is taking this line down. Brazil is putting its foot down about this, so let me get into it. Brazil takes issue with Nintendo bricking Switch 2s. Nintendo has 20 days to respond to the Brazilian watchdog's legal complaint. By Grace Benfell, July 8th, 2025, a consumer rights watchdog in Brazil has launched a legal challenge against Nintendo for its policy of breaking consoles of users who violate consoles' terms of service. This policy is a new addition to Nintendo's user agreement. The change took effect on May 7th, just a month before the Switch 2 launched. Procon/SP, and y'all please don't kill me if I butcher this, Sao Paulo, branch of the Brazilian Consumer Protection and Defense Program, has raised a complaint with Nintendo itself, claiming the policy violates consumer rights. Y'all wouldn't believe me if I told you how much a Switch 2 cost in Brazil. A quick Google search and it tells me that in Brazil it costs $4,499.90 in their currency, and that's approximately $800 USD in Brazil. Now, if someone's paying that much just to play Mario Kart World, there's no reason that it should be bricked. Brazil had to step in because right now they are paying the most for a Switch 2. They can't afford for it to be bricked. And kudos to them for that, because they're the only ones who stood up and was like, hey, we actually have an issue with this. Thank goodness, because as consumers who signed that EULA agreement, it actually says that you can't sue Nintendo. They're sounding like PayPal with it. So shout out to Brazil for reminding us that consumers aren't powerless. If more people start pushing back, companies will have to listen. This has caused reactions from the community, and let's react to what people have to say online.
Nintendo, you're not finna me. Nintendo Switch 2 drops in less than a month, and it got all these Nintendo fans hyped, except for one. Nintendo, you're not finna me. Y'all are hyping a bigger screen that runs at 4K 120 FPS. The f you think I was born yesterday? First of all, stop hyping this shit like it's modern day revolutionized innovations. You are just now catching up. For the people that don't understand specs, you're not playing a game at 4K 120 FPS natively. That's not how this shit works. You're either playing it at 1080p 120 FPS or 4K 60 FPS, and that's if the game you're playing even allows it. And these got some nerve to try to charge $80 for the digital version and $90 for a physical cartridge. Nintendo, you ain't bigger than the program, man. Stop acting like that. Y'all should have been charging $80 when y'all was dropping actual peak. I'm talking 10 out of 10 gems. Smash Bros. Brawl, Wii Sports, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario Galaxy type shit. Nintendo, you're not finna me. I'll be if I paid $90 for a freaking physical version of Pikmin 2. Olimar.
Now in this video, I won't be going over the exact specs of the Switch 2. Now, I do know that they're in prehistoric times when it comes to what their systems have to offer compared to other options out there on the market. When you look at it, this company can serve you slop just because they have control of Mario. Nintendo has a huge catalog of games, so it's not surprising you want to play those games. But when you look at the actual specs of it, they're just giving us crap. First, you got angry modders who just wanted to customize their console. These aren't hackers or pirates, but these are fans. People who love the system so much they want to expand it. Then there are the resellers, frustrated because the resale market is flooded right now with brick Switch 2 consoles. Imagine buying a $300 console and finding out that it won't even boot. And we need the resale market. As broken as it is, because Nintendo rarely does price drops, the secondhand ecosystem is a necessary evil, especially for families who can't afford the $400 system new every system generation. And then you have these people buying brick consoles unknowingly, losing money, time, and faith in the brand. It's a mess and it's affecting real wallets. You want to know the most disturbing part about this? People are reporting that simply inserting a used game cartridge, something that's legal and extremely normal, can trigger the anti-piracy feature and break the system. Let me say that again. Buying a legit physical copy secondhand could break your Switch 2. This is beyond anti-piracy. This is anti-customer. And if this is true, Nintendo's basically saying, if you didn't buy directly from us or a trusted retailer, we might shut your console down. That's not just a bad policy, but that's a dangerous precedent. All of this is really just a part of a bigger pattern. You spend $400 on a console, $60 per game, then you find out you don't actually own anything. You need internet access to play single player games. You need the key cards to install titles that you physically own. You can't resell, you can't modify, and if you try, your hardware self-destructs. Welcome to the era of subscription style gaming, where your money doesn't buy ownership, it buys temporary access. And guys, don't think that this just stops at Nintendo. We've seen similar things with Xbox DRM policies, Sony disabling digital purchases in certain regions, and PC launchers revoking game licenses if you refund something. The rules are changing and not in our favor. Nintendo says that these extreme measures are in place and is all to stop piracy. But here's the thing, piracy isn't the biggest threat to gaming, greedy policies are. Most people who mod their systems aren't trying to steal games, they want more customization, the ability to back up their saves, access to emulators for old titles that Nintendo no longer sells. And even if piracy exists, punishing every customer just to catch a few bad actors is ridiculous. Let's be honest, if someone wants to pirate games, they'll find a way. Breaking hardware just punishes the loyal fans who spent money. It's like burning down your house to kill a roach. Now, I grew up on Nintendo, the DS, Mario Kart, Smash Bros, the Wii. Those are memories that are a part of my childhood. But this ain't it. Breaking consoles, punishing used game buyers, and blocking customization, you're trying to control how we use what we paid for. It's unacceptable, and more people need to speak out. We are living in a time where everything is digital, and if we don't start demanding ownership, we'll be stuck renting out our entire digital lives, even for our fun. So if you've ever bought a Switch or loved Nintendo, don't be afraid to hold them accountable. Because loving a brand doesn't mean staying silent when they abuse their power. Like this video if it opened your eyes. Subscribe for more content that questions what's really going on. And drop a comment, should modding your own system be illegal or is Nintendo doing too much? That's all I have today. Let's build.